Good afternoon, Choctaw. It is Thursday, September 12th, and we got a big game in store for you. We got a lot of things coming up. With me, as always, is Mr. Bass. I, of course, am the Mr. Crowder, and we also have this week Mr. Dooley, the voice of Jacket Football.
Hello, glad to be there this week. Glad to be part of your podcast, I believe they call it, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I don't see the camera, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm here.
It's right there. It's
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
can't
Okay.
see it. It's in the
Security
it's in the,
camera.
Yeah.
Got it. Hope I look good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody on the radio can see you perfectly right
Good.
now.
Yes.
Good.
All right, let's see what's happened this week. Well, it's been a short week. We're releasing this a little bit early. No football, but a lot of softball and volleyball. I believe that our volleyball is just rolling it. They're either 3 or 4 in the last 4 games or 4 or 5 in the last 5 games.
Yeah, correct. And then I know our softball, they are in the last, looks like 7 games. We are 5-2. So we're rolling along in softball as well, if I can learn how to count. But so things are going in the fall sports there, cross country. They think they ran to Guthrie and back.
Yeah, I don't know they're back yet.
Yeah, they may be back.
I saw them run a while ago. They left.
And I know they got to get back in time because Friday morning they do a meet at the Choctaw Creek down here.
They'll be back
at 10
by
a.m.
Friday.
So
Then.
I think they'll be back by then. So
Okay.
they're just all over the place running.
We also had Mr. James, the principal,
he was
on
here last
last week. So if you didn't hear last week, you can check that out. So lots of good things happening. This week is going to be super exciting. On the show, we got, of course, the Coach's Show.
Yeah, Coach.
We got a tailgate special.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got something for us.
Yeah, a little fun. Last week we talked James Bond, and I thought keeping with the movie theme, and I'll pose it for you guys. I know my answer, but if you were a lead role, you are the lead role in a movie, and you pick whatever movie genre you want, and which football coach? There's 14 coaches in the staff, and we'll talk about them during the coaches show. But which of those 14, which one of those would be your movie sidekick? So who would you play, and who would play your movie sidekick? So, for example, for me, I'm just going to give you a clue, and then I'm going to give the full exposure on the Coach Corbin show here in a little bit. But, my name is Adam. My great-grandpa, his last name was West, so I just figured I would just take his last name, put it with mine, and have Adam West. So the old folks probably know who I'm talking about. But the young people, for those people, obviously we're talking Batman. So I'll reveal my coach sidekick coming up.
Okay.
Obviously there'll be Robin, but we'll tell you who that is.
Well, yeah, obviously. Well, I mean, there's a lot of different. I mean, it could be the butler. What's the butler's name?
Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah, that could.
You might need to come up with an Alfred too.
That's true.
Fat Albert?
Well, I've been thinking about this, and we just watched a top 40 list of movies, which was not a very good list, but the one that stuck out to me was Chuck Noland from Castaway. You know Chuck Noland?
Oh yeah.
Tom
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I think I'd make a perfect survivalist. I think that's
Yeah.
my MO.
I'm down with that.
And I was thinking through all the coaches to play my sidekick, and I thought Dal Nichols would be a perfect Wilson volleyball.
I think that would be perfect.
So that's what I have there.
What reminds Dal as a volleyball? What's the first thing you think of?
Well,
Because he would draw on it.
he would draw on
like
it.
little beards and mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a place up top that you could draw on.
Actually, the volleyball had more hair than
Oh.
so
Okay, sorry about that, Dal. Don't listen to this. I didn't say it. Crowder did.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you want mine?
Yeah, I'm ready for Mr. Dooley's. This is going to be fun.
I think it would be all the president's men. I'd be the president, and they'd all be my men. I'd tell them what to do, and they'd do what I tell them to
So
do.
you're taking the entire staff.
It would take
And
the
that's
whole
your
staff.
You got
It
the
would.
VP and
It
the
would
cabinet.
take the whole staff.
Nice.
No, that I was just joking there. I think I would be Andy Taylor, and Cy Stoddard be Opie because I'm old enough to be his dad, and he's and he needs some direction. He needs somebody to tell him what to do. The little pup out there. So I'm Andy, and that's Opie. So
Nice.
next time I see him, I'm gonna say, "How you doing, Opie?" And he's just gonna look at me like, "Have you lost your mind?" No.
Yeah.
So that's
Nice.
that's my way of going.
Yeah, so we'll see. Coach Corbin and Coach Bryant will be coming in a little bit later, and we'll get to see what they chose.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the Coach Corbin Show. As you can see, we are on location in the what would you call this? The
team room.
The team room.
Yep.
Okay, so we got a bunch of the guys behind us. This is our first hour weightlifting class. So how many guys would you say a percentage of the team is here with us right now?
I'd say we got probably a solid fifth of the team maybe in
Fifth
here.
of the team?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And with us today is Coach Bryant, the defensive coordinator. So we're obviously focusing on defense this week. We did offense last week, so we're going to recap Shawnee again, this time on the defensive side of the ball. And so let's take it away and see what were you liking? What was things that stood out to you from last, I guess now 2 weeks ago, Friday night?
Right. I think we did a whole lot better job just running the ball and tackling. We had some issues. Every defense has issues at the beginning of the year as far as tackling and so forth. But that was one thing we walked away. We made mistakes, but those are mistakes are coachable. But the effort level, we talked about effort and tackling. We did a whole lot better job from the week before Broken Arrow scrimmage.
And I talked with Adam, last week on our show, just some of the issues, some of the pros and cons of playing as a week 0 game. One of them is obviously you get a bye week somewhere within the season, which obviously we had this past week. One of the cons to me is like you're trying to get so much in so fast that sometimes almost some fundamentals can almost lack at times because you're trying to make sure that you can get lined up right. And I felt like last week we were able to kind of regroup and kind of almost get an extra week of early fall camp in, whereas maybe we weren't able to do that getting ready for week 0 because ultimately you want to make sure we prepare our kids to get them lined up correctly and know their checks, know their formations, know what schemes coming at them and all that stuff. And so you're trying to rush so fast and try to get all that in that sometimes you're not able to do some of the more fundamental things that you want to be able to get just to be able to play football. And I felt like last week we're able to do that.
Right. I mean, it's a process. Every week you look for the defense. You're not going to be the best tackler until hopefully district, and every week you try to build onto that. And I think we build on this week, and we tackle better than what we did last week. We'll be on pace of being a really good defensive team as far as to be able to tackle and run the ball well.
All right. So any newcomers that stood out that maybe weren't on the field last year? On the defensive side of the ball, anybody that just kind of stood out that was?
Yeah, we have a good handful. Other than
and are any of them here? If you're
here,
here, just pop your hand up so we can recognize your face.
We do have
see with the helmet.
We do have quite a bit of young guys. So and then we have some guys that are just relatively new. They're new to Choctaw schools. Jeff Robertson, Tavion Robinson, are two that stood out the most. And then you have some young guys that are playing. Ethan Roan. Bobo Hawkins, two guys that done well. And then Braden O'Hagan is a D tackle from Texas that was in Choctaw schools when he was younger. He went to Texas, now he's back. He had a tremendous game. But, there's I think that everyone other than a couple of guys are relatively new for defense. And the guys that they're playing, like Angel Ackerman is playing a corner. He played safety last year, so he's playing a new position. He's new. He did a tremendous job. Jordan Mukes. Yeah. I can go down the list. Everyone there on defense is playing new position in a lot of ways. And a lot of the guys are in here. You got E that's playing defensive end. He's new to the field. He was here last year, but he's new to the field this year. So I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'd say everyone's relatively new.
We had 3 interceptions, correct?
Yes.
In the game, 2 of them were from sophomores with Jesse Tisdale and Spencer Bowles, both coming up with big interceptions, and you get playing a lot of young guys, and as coach said, a lot of some guys that maybe are older guys that are maybe new to the school. Or some guys that have just had tremendous off seasons and were able to step up and go. As you mentioned earlier, for filming in front of the best live studio audience going on out here, so getting it going. A bunch of guys, a lot of fun to be around, and I'd say there's no better way to start your morning, be able to hang out with them and do it. You got a great group. It's a lot of fun to be around. We have a lot of laughs, and they work really hard as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the Now we got an opponent this week, so let's take a look at Lawton Ike and see what we got. What are we looking at with them?
Yeah. Ike is a really athletic team. I think Coach Gibson's going. He's in his first year there. He's a really good guy, good coach. He's coached at the collegiate level for a long time. He's been a big veteran of several in-state Division II schools here in state, and they're athletic. They can hurt you quick because they have some speed and some size. We're looking, as Coach said, continue to tackle, well on defense, get lined up correctly, play assignment football, offensively, limit turnovers, execute, and like we mentioned, kind of the weekly theme is, we're trying to go 1-0. 1-0, and that's our only worry this week is to go 1-0. We're internally focused. Obviously, we're going to prepare for Ike. But on the same token, ultimately, we're trying to get better. And as Coach alluded to, you're trying to be ready when district play hits. You're trying to be ready to get there. So, obviously, you want to win every day, win every rep, win every game. But ultimately, you're trying to get better each week. So, that's it.
They're not going to make it. He didn't make it. So, all right. And anything on the defensive side that you're looking at?
Whenever you hear just the small laughter, something bad's going on.
I caught him out of the corner of my eye surfing up there. So, Coach Brian, anything defensively that you got to be aware of?
It's just carry over to what Coach Corbin said. Their athletic team, high-effort team. I know Coach Gibson as well. He's a tremendous coach. I'm sure he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get his team prepared. So we're going about continuing to build on what we did last week, improve what we did on defense as far as tackling and running the ball, and we'll go out there expecting the best thing's going to be thrown at us, and we got to address it as a nameless, faceless opponent. They're in the way.
All right. So we got how do we prepare normally for a short week? So we got a game on Thursday instead of a Friday. Does that alter a little bit?
Obviously we try to look at everything as a positive. I love it, to be honest with you. We'd play on Monday if we could. It's like I think that, kids, we've talked about that on the past show, just kind of the ratio of how much practice time goes into football to how many times you get to actually play a game. It's so short that, anytime we get to get a week or a day earlier, we enjoy that. What does it change is, it's like obviously, our Wednesday is now like a Thursday. Our Tuesday is now like a normal Wednesday, and so it moves everything up a little bit. We're, instead of like maybe a normal walkthrough day, on the day before a game, we're practicing full pads today. Or Wednesday before the practice, the day before, before the game, we're full pads. And so, that standpoint, you got to tighten up special teams and all those kind of things. But on the same token, so do they. So I always remember that. And so if all things are equal, I like our chances always, to prepare on a short week. Yeah. And so I enjoy Thursday night games. The only downside to me is I feel bad for our kids that we'll get home at 12:30 or 1 o'clock at night, and then they're going to be, going to get up and go to first hour, geometry or whatever it may be, and be ready to roll. And I know they will, but that's the only downside to me.
Yeah. All right. So, one thing I forgot to have us do on the first show was introduce our coaching staff. So if you could do a quick little rundown of the coaches. Finished off the jug of water. So just take us through the staff real quick, and who do we got on staff this year?
Yeah. We I'll start on the offensive side of the ball. As last week on our show was Cy Stallard, our offensive coordinator. We've also hired new to the staff, Reese Gilbert, brother of Kimes Gilbert. Reese, an OBU grad, played 4 years at OBU. Is a really good athlete, really good coach. He coaches what we call our flex position, which are kind of the off tight end position, which is what he actually played in college. Oh, okay. Very familiar with the offense. Does a fantastic job. Also have returning Ethan Fearborn, the offensive line. Ethan, Coach Fearborn does a great job with our O-line. Has a great culture built within our team. And does a fantastic job. And, I made the comment that I think that, where Coach Fearborn's at, I think that he's up on the elite level of offensive line coaches in the state of Oklahoma right now. He's done a great job, works his tail off, and is a great person. And also him and his wife, Courtney, are expecting a baby.
Oh, nice.
So right here, and they already announced on social media, so I'm not
not
totally taking it, but I look forward to welcoming a new little jacket into the into the swarm, and excited about that. Also hired Coach Ron Brown to coach receivers. Coach Brown as coach for several years. He also, kind of interesting about Coach Brown is that he coaches with the XFL.
Oh, nice.
In Dallas as well, the New Dallas Renegades with Bob Stoops' team, and so he coaches there as well.
Wow.
And so it's really interesting, and we feel real honored to have Coach Brown here. Coach Brown brings a lot of energy, to our team, and he's kind of unofficially our speed coach. Works really well with our kids. We also have Coach Matt McGinley is returning as well, and Coach McGinley will be helping out with the offensive line. Does a fantastic job. He's a Choctaw graduate. He's finishing up his degree right now, and hopefully get him on here full time shortly. And we also have returning as well the director of fun, Mr. J.J. Vinzer. And Coach Vinzer always does a fantastic job and brings a lot of laughter to the office as well as a lot of knowledge. Very organized, helps out in a lot of different ways, and does a fantastic job. Defense side of the ball, we have obviously Greg Bryant as a defensive coordinator, also coaches safeties for us, does a fantastic job. Greg's been with us since we've been together since we've been here, and done a lot of world show veterans now. Yeah, have done a lot of them, and Coach does a fantastic job of organizing defensive staff and getting our kids ready to play week in and week out. And I'm always amazed when seeing what we're doing defensively and how difficult that is to scheme and how well our kids are lined up and coach and tackle and all that kind of things, and works really, really hard. And in my opinion, is the best defense coordinator in the state of Oklahoma. Also have Coach Mike Brown is our freshman coach, and he helps out with some DBs as well. Coach Brown does a great job. Obviously, he's been here going to the second year here with us in the football staff. Does a great job with our freshman team, organizing that, making sure travel, all those kind of things, and is a very, very, very well organized man. We also have Coach Carter, Coach Terrence Carter, returning. Has been here since we've been here with corners. Coach Carter's done a fantastic job, and I always say that you'll not see a guy that has better relationships with kids than Coach Carter. Truly has a heart for kids, and also really good knowledge of the game. Coach Mark Morris, returning again at inside linebackers. Coach Morris, he knows inside linebackers like inside and out, and has won several state championships at some different spots and does a great job for us and our staff. Also have Coach Dow Nichols with outside linebackers. Coach Nichols is I guess is one of the only remaining person from that's been here before we got here on staff. And Coach Nichols is just he's our special teams coordinator. Does a great job with that. And obviously in Friday's game versus Shawnee, we're able to come up with a big onside kick. Right off the bat, and that's a credit to Coach Nichols and the hard work that he does and our kids as well. He works tirelessly at that. Does a great job with that. Also, brand new, we have Coach E.J. Tillinger on the defensive line. He coaches our interior linemen, so he coaches our nose and our tackle. And Coach Tillinger is kind of the joke is he's the only one that we know of that actually has a higher bench press than Coach Gilbert. So, he's awesome with kids, very knowledgeable, works really hard, super bright future in coaching, and we're really fortunate to have him on. And then, of course, we have our strength coach, Coach Kimes Gilbert, back again, coaching our ends. And Coach Gilbert, as you know, just no one does it better than in the weight room and on the football field. And extremely intelligent, extremely high character person, and feel real fortunate to have him on our staff.
All right. So the question of the day that we had posed was, if you were to be the star of a feature film, which of the football coaches would be your sidekick? So, for example, Matt Crowder picked himself as the castaway Tom Hanks and Coach Dow Nichols as Wilson the volleyball. So that was his pick. So I grew up with Batman and Robin, and my brother and I would play Batman and Robin as 4 and 5 years old. I'm the younger brother, so I always got Robin. So I'm going with Batman, and I'm going to take the young guy, the boy wonder, Reese Gilbert, as my Robin.
Oh, it'd be a great Robin.
Yeah, so
that'd
that's
be a
my
great Robin.
set. So now pose to you two, who is your sidekick for your film?
I'd probably have to go with the comedy, so I'd probably have to not be too serious. So I'd probably have to go with Coach Vinzer or JJ.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
He'd be I'd probably play like the straight man, and he'd be the funny guy. So would probably go with some type of I don't know, maybe Cop Buddy or maybe Step
I'd say like maybe
Step Brothers. Step Brothers
is
is a good one.
Yeah, you
That's
guys
one
can
of
team
my-
interview together.
One of all time.
Yeah,
We can work off each other.
matching,
So I'd go
matching
with
tuxedos.
Coach, matching
Yeah,
tuxedos,
that'd be sweet.
dual interviews,
Yeah, that'd
everything
be
like
sweet.
that. So
Yeah.
I'd go with Coach Venzer with
We actually thought about building some bunk beds inside the coach's office and allowing them kind of to bunk up together and
I don't know.
see each
I
other.
don't know.
And, Coach Bryant has made the comment to Coach Venzer that they're only work acquaintances, and that's kind of the office joke, and they can't talk actually outside the office, and so they have some pretty good back and forth, and it's a lot of fun within there. I think I would go with Thor, and I'd have to say
Go the Venger route.
I have to go Coach Kimes Gilbert as the Hulk.
Nice.
Would be a good one.
Yeah.
Coach Bryant, when he heard that, made the comment that I'm more of a Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But which I can only take as a compliment. So
yeah.
I wasn't real sure how to take that, so I took
right.
it as a compliment on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my pick.
Okay. Yeah, and again, that question is posed because next week we know is homecoming week. Next week is where we put the coaches to this test on the camera. We have our homecoming video, which is in the works. I got the script under wrap.
Top secret.
Top secret.
Yep.
But there's going to be some blood in this one. There's a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of action.
All right, let's go.
And it's going to be some interesting stuff.
So
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
The theme, I'll give everybody the theme, is, it's kind of like a theme park. So we're going with Choctaw Land as the theme for the school homecoming theme. So what I do is I take that theme and I wrap it into a movie or to a little trailer.
Do I need to have like my
video,
blood type ready for a transfusion, or am I going to make
nope,
it out to
nope,
this?
It's all on my end. You guys.
Oh,
are,
okay,
you
good.
guys are the ones
Yeah,
delivering.
as long
the
as I'm
blood.
not the one bleeding, I'm good. All
No,
right,
no.
I'll take that.
So, but yeah, that's next week. So I think we're wrapped up. Gentlemen, anything you want to say before we head out against Lawton Ike? He said we're going to whoop Lawton Ike. So there we go. All right.
We're excited. We're excited. Look forward to Thursday night at Lawton Ike, Cameron Stadium, 7 o'clock. Can't wait to have everyone come out and show some support.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're back. Here we go, and it's we talked about the game, getting ready to head to Lawton, and Mr. Crowder and I will be taking the Yellow Jackets TV crew down there, and Mr. Dooley will be probably not riding with us and the kids. Save his.
You got that
right. And so we're going to talk about what do we got.
Well, this is our first away game of
road
the
trip.
And that's when you're doing high school. There are great places to eat all across the state, and so you need to know how to road trip, especially if you can get off work early enough or whatever. Road trip, and so we're going to Lawton twice, and so we have decided to stop short of Lawton. You know, you can be boring and stop. It's a toll road, so you can just stop at the McDonald's, get some gas. That's fine. That gets you some food, but we're going to pull off just about. It's probably about a 10-minute tops detour.
Elgin exit, I believe, isn't it?
It is the Elgin exit.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually better to go the next exit.
Okay.
It's just the next exit is a little bit better.
So if you're driving down, you want to meet us. So we're getting off the exit after Elgin.
The exit after Elgin.
Yeah.
Elgin will work, but the highway just after Elgin is a little bit better, and I don't know what that road is, but
and you want to go west.
you definitely want to go right. Yes.
Well, that's west, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 heading
Got that
direction
right.
west.
Yeah. It's
You're going southwest, and you're going to
Yeah.
You're more
You go
west.
west.
yeah. Just go more west.
Yeah.
Towards
More
California.
towards California.
Okay.
But we're going to go to
Not too far.
the town of Medicine Park.
Medicine Park, a little place there called the Plantation House. Been there several times. What a great little community that is down there at Medicine Park. I've been there for a long time. Been down really busy in the 20s and the 30s, the early days. It was the kind of like Eureka Springs baths. It was the medicine baths that people would go down there to, and they had all type. I mean, it was a crowded place. People would go over the weekends and book hotel rooms and everything, and what a great place. And it still survived today, and it's one of those little-known places that a lot of people just pass by or they don't get off the road and go see.
Oh, that's true. It definitely has an interesting history.
And we probably want to make sure that these people are aware that they are not sponsoring us by any means. So this
Plantation
correct.
House isn't?
yeah, they're not.
No,
We'll-
no,
yeah.
no.
We'll find out when we get there if they
Yeah,
want to
maybe they will.
sponsor us.
Yeah, maybe they will, but
We're
no.
plugging
It,
them.
And
We're
if you
plugging
show up and tell them that we sent you and you're there because of us, maybe they will sponsor us.
them. yeah, or they'll just be confused.
Or they'll just be busy. No, it's a really nice place inside. It's got it's in an old building. I believe it's an old hotel, and it's really decked out nice. It's great decorations. If you're going down that way, anytime during this game or maybe just a weekend trip, the Plantation House, great menu, steaks. You get a steak and it'll cover your whole plate. A platter, not a plate, a platter. And they have to bring your sides on separate dishes.
Dang.
I can taste it right now. How far away are we from there right now?
It's about an hour 45.
yeah.
Are we just
Hour
now
and a half.
leaving,
Well,
or are we on the way?
We're
Oh, you're not riding with me, so
No,
it's
we're not
before
riding
we-
with
oh, okay, we haven't left yet.
So you may go faster than we do.
so clearly we're in this room talking. We have not left yet. We are probably, me and Mr. Bass are probably going to have to leave in about 10 minutes. You can probably take your time because we have to get the crew together and all that kind of stuff.
I'll reserve a table when we get there.
Definitely, that'd
work.
be
That'll
nice. Now, other things to do if you're going to Medicine Park, it's a whole row right by a river.
What else is there to do besides eat?
Well, there's a coffee shop and there's several places to eat.
Oh.
We're not going to eat there, but there's a lot of choices. There's an ice cream place. There's lots of shopping. There's
antique place. There's a place that used to have a weekend dance and music like Tex Will, or is that the name, Tex Wills? The country music group would perform there, and live music and stuff. It's really a pretty neat place. It's on a hillside.
trout fishing. They have trout fishing
Yep.
there.
In between one side and the other side are these this cement pond, as the Beverly Hillbillies would call it, in between. And only it's not a swimming pool. It could be a swimming pool, but they fish in it and all kinds of stuff. It's deep and it's big.
They call it Medicine Creek around there.
That's a creek.
And then they have Bath Lake. Those are the two big things. So that's what we're going to do around there. I was also going to talk about, if you don't want to do sit-down restaurant, what most people in Lawton do if they want a quick bite to eat is they go to a place called Wayne's Drive-In. And there's actually, Wayne's Drive-In is just about, probably 3 minutes from the stadium we're going to at Cameron. And it's kind of like a Sonic, like a drive-in, but except for they serve everything. You name it, they serve it. They, of course,
Hog jowls. I named it.
well,
We better phone them now.
I'm not even sure what a
Get
hog
ready.
jowl is, but they might have it. They definitely have fried pickles and fried onions and fried potatoes.
That'd be city food.
They got pizza.
Oh.
They got shrimp and fish.
They're not sponsoring us either, by the way.
They
are
have
No,
bar-
they're not.
barbecue.
Okay.
Well, no, they're only in Lawton.
Okay.
It's just a Lawton place.
Okay.
So that's just another place you could stop by. It's, in Lawton, instead of saying, pick me up some Sonic drinks, they say, pick me up some Wayne drinks.
Hey, we got some more places to highlight, but we're going to Lawton again, so we got to save that for our
We're
next
going to
Lawton
save
trip.
some more places. I just want to hit two places real quick.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to give them the places that they should go to, thinking that place is going to be busy. Then we should go to the other one, so it won't be busy. Because we don't want this place to just be so jam-packed, do we?
Well, I
But
mean,
we'll probably beat them down there.
Oh, we'll beat them.
yeah,
down there.
we'll
Okay.
beat them down there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to wrap up our road trip section, unless we got anything
No,
else.
I don't think so. 'Cause
No,
it'll be a
other
while
than
before we travel again.
if you go to Plantation House, I'll tell you this: you go to Plantation House, get one of the dinners, you're going to have a after the game snack because there's so much food you can't eat it all. It's good. I've been there before. Rolls are good, steaks are good, chicken fried steak's good, everything's good. So we look forward to having a good dinner and even a better game. I hear from the coaches that talk to them, and they should get everybody in tonight. So if you want to go watch your kids play, tonight's the night to go see it because they said everybody should play. I'll tell you this. Maybe it's a secret. One of them said everybody should play or we should be fired. So we don't want to put that out there, but, hey, I think everybody's going to play.
Well, it does look definitely looks like the numbers favor us, but it is a road trip, and it's hard to get off the bus after 2 hours and play. So
And on
it's
Thursday.
Yeah, on a Thursday.
Yeah,
So it's
Shorter week.
But it will be on Yellow Jackets TV, so.
We'll be there. We'll be there in just a short bit.
Okay. Well, let's wrap up this segment on tailgating. Let's fine arts. We're still a little early. Someone's playing with paper.
Yeah. Hopefully that didn't break through the mics.
Fine arts.
I don't hear
Fine
it.
arts.
I don't
Is
hear
that
it.
the band? So yeah, and hopefully you saw some or watched the shows that we were uploading fairly soon, like right before we leave, and we have a special on the marching band.
Okay.
Focusing on how they progress and the time they put in and things, misconceptions of marching band members that people don't understand about the band and what they go into it. The color guard girl was talking about how they get up every day and they run miles before they start to actually get into the routine.
Before they twirl?
Yeah, before they do anything. They've already run a mile or two. So, there's a lot of hard work, and, people don't think of it as an athletic event, but it's a part of the athletic event. And to do that with marching, they got to be physically fit. So those are some things to look into.
And do you guys announce next week what's coming up on these podcasts? First time for me to be here, but next week's homecoming week.
Well, we're actually, after we finish our segment, our last segment is what's coming up.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Sorry. This isn't the last segment.
It's not the
We'll
last
be
We're
back.
just touching on the fine arts.
Somebody will be back.
Yeah. So we got the marching band thing going up, and then a little bit later we'll have a choir focus and then drama as well.
So that's all coming up.
Yeah. Weeks ahead before they start getting into the thick of their schedules.
Sounds good.
Of course, all of these you can find on Yellow Jackets TV, including this podcast is on Yellow Jackets TV.
Yeah, we
Hey,
put
some of
the
that you
first
can find
up
in my office today, the drama part. Oh, sorry. Wrong drama, isn't it?
That's the wrong
Oh,
drama. Yeah,
sorry about
that kind of drama does not win state championships.
You're probably right. So,
That kind of drama, it probably gets some kind of ratings.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's.
All right, so let's go on to the last segment, I guess, and that is what's coming up next week.
there we are. See, I was trying
Yep,
to get us
you're
there.
s- yep,
We're there.
You're pushing us in the right direction.
Next week's big week.
It's a big
Yeah,
week.
Homecoming
Parade.
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 Thursday.
Volleyball. Volleyball night of the parade.
Oh wow.
Right
Go
on.
to the parade. Go to the game.
Yep.
Go to the
Go
bonfire.
go the parade, and also after the parade, they're having a bonfire again down at the park.
Yep,
So,
yep.
so Thursday's a big day. Working up to it's a big day. It's a big week,
Huge.
homecoming week, and a pretty tough game.
Pretty tough. That's who are we playing?
Putnam North.
City North.
Putnam North.
Putnam
Yeah.
North.
So that's a 6A
6A1.
6A1.
Mhm.
Move going up a class
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
6A1
they're
division,
6A1.
and
So,
so that's all
yeah.
next week coming
Yeah,
up.
and we'll have there's all kinds of activities going on during the week. Your kids will know about it. I think our kids, students section of the show will touch on all the things going on with homecoming.
Yeah, because they'll start
today's-
working on
today's
their
episode.
homecoming floats and the parade
Yep.
and all the different things there. There'll
Decorations
be a
and all that.
busy week for them. It'll highlight with the parade on Thursday, and the parade route has been changed.
Right.
We used to start at the middle
And-
school and come across 23rd. Now they're starting at the park,
Are we still
Choctaw
game to
Creek
stream
Park.
that?
Huh?
Are we still game to go stream that?
I don't think so. I think it's
it's gonna
it's
be
going
too
to
hard.
be from Choctaw Creek Park or Muskelly Park, whatever they call that now, just to the high school. So it's going to be a short period of time. So
Oh, okay.
you're going to have to crowd those streets out in front of the Nazarene Church and along the side. There's not going to be. It's going to be a very short parade, about a third of what it normally is. And
Oh, yeah.
the
I see.
reason is they say that 23rd Street's a highway now, Highway 62.
Right.
And something about not being able to close a highway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a city street. It's
okay.
not 23rd Choctaw Street. It belongs to the state, and you got to get state approval, and highway patrol have to be involved. And I understand what I've been told is that a lot of the people in town wanted the parade route back where it was once they heard what was happening. But it's really out of the school's hands, and it's really one of those
Right.
things that it's. There's some different things that have been brought in now that had caused us to have to change the route. But it's just going from the park to the high school, and that's Thursday. But it's going to go back to the park for the bonfire that night.
Right.
And that same night, there's a volleyball game here at the high school. So there's a lot of things going on that evening.
Yeah, I think the logistics of us setting up are going to be difficult to do, but that was something.
We're
Yeah.
looking into it, and hopefully in the future we can do a video broadcast from spot locations. I think we have the availability to do it. I don't think there's any problem with us getting the power or the being able to run it. So I think it's just the logistics of being able to get it all together and get it done. So.
Okay.
Well, okay. That's a lot more than anybody ever want to know about that.
Not me. I got more I could tell you.
All right. We've had a lot of people in on this podcast, and just now Miss Shea has walked in.
Hi.
And so nice of you to be here. Of course, Miss Shea is with Westfall Elementary School, and we actually are doing a recorded news show from the halls of Westfall. And of course, what does everybody expect when they see the halls of Westfall?
The handprints.
The handprints. Okay. My kids have a couple, so that's
Yes,
always
they do.
nice. That's always nice. One of the things that we have talked about earlier with the coaches and with Mr. Dooley is food culture in Choctaw. And we mentioned Spencer's Night.
Oh,
How long has Spencer's Night been going on at Westfall?
Oh, let's see. At least 4 years, maybe 5 years. A long time. I look forward to it every month because that's the night I don't have to cook.
That is nice. That is nice. We also talked about dynamic duos with all the coaches. So do you have a dynamic duo that you think, and we won't make you use a coach as your sidekick?
Well, of course, Mrs. Fortune, my assistant principal, she is my dynamic duo. But I was trying to think of a superhero, but I think we would just need to be speedsters, like on The Flash, because it always seems like we have to be somewhere in just a second.
Okay, so it's like the Flash, but you're both the Flash because you're that fast.
We're
You're in
both
two places at
speedsters,
once.
yes.
Okay, that's great. I want to know just personally, do you still give out the necklace feet?
Yes. Okay, so that is with the Mileage Club.
Okay.
And so we've just started the Mileage Club, pre-K or kindergarten through 5th grade. They're walking their laps, running their laps, trying to beat previous scores from previous students and trying to earn their way to the Memorial Marathon. And yes, so they earn their foot for every 5 miles that they get, and they get a big 25 for the 25 miles. And we've had kids make it all the way up to 300 miles. It's amazing.
Wow. And we're going to try to go to a bunch of schools throughout the year. Westfall, what are the big events for Westfall in the fall?
Probably one of our newest events is in November, the Westfall Winterland craft show that we open up to the community. And it has been amazing how it has brought some former Westfall students back into this building and parents back into this building, but they get to do some Christmas shopping and just enjoy community for that day. It is a fundraiser for us, but it's also a big community day. We're going to have our glow dance this fall where the kids are going to have a fun day just celebrating learning and glowing that day. Chess club is off and running. Honor choir is off and running. Student council officers were just elected. The year is hopping.
That's big. And I just focus on that craft show like that is for the entire community.
Yes.
And that is a good way to get out of trouble with your wife. Not that I'm ever in trouble with my wife.
Take her to the craft show.
Or buy something at the craft show.
Right. It's free to get in, and you just walk the halls and see what you like. Go to the food trucks. The food trucks are going to be out
food
front.
Trucks. Okay, so it's going to be an event.
It is an event.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
And what date was that?
It is November 9th, I believe.
November 9th. We'll correct it if you're wrong.
Yeah.
But November 9th. So that's another date on our Choctaw calendar that we'll have a good opportunity for a date or get out of trouble, whichever.
Get out of trouble card.
Well, that's probably wraps us up for today, and we're going to let you go because I know you're busy. Unlike myself, I have plenty of time to talk and record my voice. And so what I'm going to say to that is stay classy, Choctaw.